Hey guys, first regardsman here. I'll be talking about an Oculus Bull Carbine build using the Sniper Servo gun for the Tech Marine class in Space Marine 2 Patch 12. Now, the official Patch 12 launch has finally fixed the servo gun to properly scale its damage up with difficulty, and that means that the Precision Enhancement Sniper variant will now one-shot Zoanthropes. It will like two-shot most Majoris in the game. It will nearly one-burst a Neurothrope, and when you combine it with a perk over here, a Lethal Perimeter, it becomes one of the best combos on the Tech Marine, and really one of the best combos in the entire game. Now, before we get into the perk tree, I'm going to be talking about the weapon selection because, number one, the Oculus Bull Carbine, we are going for a White Scars Tech Marine here, so I want to use a skin on this one. And also, I do think the Oculus Bull Carbine is the second best gun on the Tech Marine besides like the Grenade Launcher and Combi Melta options, and mainly because the ×2 headshot multiplier version and the perks here like Remote Threat that give you more damage when you're at more than 25 meters, they scale very well with Tech Marine, and Tech Marine also has other long-range perks like Long Range Barrage that help him out on top of that. So pretty good synergy here. And also the damage of your servo gun does go up depending on what weapon is currently in your hands. So if you have a weapon that has high damage like the Oculus does, or like you use a class ability like Able Damage or Able Headshot, you will get more damage on your Tech Marine servo gun. So things like the Inferno pistol, it's weaker when you have this one out, so swap to your primary before you do that. Just want to make sure people are aware. Now, for the perk tree, I do go through Remote Threat, like I said before, into the perk here, Elusive Precision. Then I pick up Fast Reload and the perk Finisher Reload. After a finisher, the equipped weapon instantly reloads. This is really useful. Like, you don't realize how often you really need to reload a gun and you just don't have time until you take perks like this and then play without them. This will help you out a ton and just save your life. It also builds directly into the perk we really want here, which is Recoupment. Killing a Majoris level or higher enemy with a headshot of this weapon restores an armor segment. The cooldown is 15 seconds. This perk gives you so much free armor. It is such a free amount of damage reduction in this game. Armor Restore in Space Marine 2 is so undervalued, but when you play with this perk and you have the Precision Enhancement shot, this weapon will shoot Majoris and put them to execute. It will not automatically kill them, so because of that, when you see an enemy that's in like the red execute state, you can just shoot them in the head with this weapon and get your armor back on a cooldown. So really nice synergy there. Next perk here is Extended Magazine, moving here into the perk Divine Might for a 10% damage buff. Then I pick up the perk here, Magazine Restoration, for more ammo economy because our ammo economy does kind of suck. Then the next perk here is Increased Capacity. Up here into the perk Divine Might again, and I take the perk here, Able Headshot. Now, in my testing, this perk does come out to more damage than Able Damage, but Able Damage, I believe, will up your servo gun damage a little bit, but to be honest, even if that's not the case, it really doesn't matter too much which one you pick. They're both pretty good, so you can really take whatever you want. Now, as far as the secondary goes, I do take the Inferno pistol. I actually kind of like the Inferno pistol on this build, at least versus Tyranids, because I was playing this build for a while I was testing it, and when there were a bunch of bramble around my turret and stuff like that, being unable to just like freely clear it off felt really bad. So Inferno pistol is good for that, and also this weapon's gunstrike damage did get buffed this patch. Now, unfortunately, gunstrike damage doesn't matter from your secondary on the Tech Marine unless your servo gun is currently in use, because your servo gun strikes have a completely separate damage from your secondary weapon, and the only time you actually use your secondary for your gun strike damage is when your servo gun is like actually actively firing or your lethal perimeter is active, and that is when your character will actually do normal animation and use their gun. So I just want to make sure people are aware of that. Now, for the perk tree on this option, I do go down the bottom tree all the way because mainly this is where all the armor is. Not the armor, I should say. Actually, yes, the armor is Trick Shot. This is where all the ammo is, like Increased Capacity, one of the best ammo perks in the entire game on a secondary with Admin Restoration. And you can also move here into perks like Extra Shot for additional cartridges and Trick Shot for armor on a 30-second cooldown, which actually does trigger quite a bit, especially on the Tyranid Hormigons. Now, if you want to go up here for Motivate Melee, I guess you could, but this perk definitely kind of sucks on most weapons and most builds, and we are taking the new Heroic Combat Knife, so it's a little bit not super useful because this one isn't like as heavy hitting as, say, a Power Gladius anyways. Now, other options include the Rate of Fire Plasma Pistol. I would take like this weapon, or like the Neo Volkite, because some kind of stagger on this build will help you out a ton because you only have an Oculus, you don't have a grenade launcher or anything like that, and this class is really susceptible to a lack of stagger, so having those weapon options does help you out, but that is up to you. So if you want to use a plasma pistol, I would just build it this way and take the rate of fire variant, so you can do that if you want. Now for the melee weapon selection here, I do take the brand new Hero Combat Knife Argent Edge. The hero perk effect is called Scathing Retort. The riposte window is shorter, but each riposte deals damage. All this means by riposte is perfect parry, so on perfect parry you will deal a bit of damage. The damage is actually pretty decent, and on the TECHMARINE especially, being able to deal free damage and also open up a free gun strike and attack after that is really nice for him, so I think this perk, or this weapon here, has great synergy. Now for the perk tree, I do take Perpetual Strength first, moving here into the perk Kinetic Energy. Then I grab both of the Perpetual Strength perks here for a 10% melee damage buff. Then I go here into Heavy Onslaught, and I actually skip over Shadow Stab. You could take this if you want, but to be honest, if I'm going for Shadow Stabs on this weapon, I'm probably taking Clock or the Power Gladius. And on this option, I prefer just like use it for light attacks and some of the Spell Crusher. You know, that is up to you as well. Next perk here is Ruling Blow, up into the perk Tide of Battle. Then I grab the Shoulder Bash because I think that this is just a way better dash attack. And the final perk is Extremis Slayer, though you could take Terminus if you want to. But if you do take this one, I probably would like swap out some of the perks for Shadow Stab maybe, because, you know, Neurothropes, Karn effects, occasionally they do let you just like Shadow Stab them. That is free damage. You know, that is up to you. That's pretty much all there is for the melee weapon selection. Now for the TECHMARINE perk tree here, I do take Precision Enhancement first. The Servo gun now targets single dangerous enemies and fires powerful precision shots. This is just the sniper version, and it's one of the best in the entire game. I talked about this a little bit in the beginning of the video, but here we're going to go over it in better detail. So number one, when you take this perk, always take the perk here, Lethal Perimeter. The servo gun marks a zone and automatically attacks enemies that enter it using 50% less energy per shot. The per shot value of this weapon attack is very high on its own, but getting a 50% reduction here that you can auto target on enemies on top of the perk over here, Strategic Gun Strike, that gives you 20% more damage from enemies who are 20 meters away on Majoris or higher, and only targeting Majoris or higher in the first place. That is just like the perfect synergy combo. You can very easily just like put down a zone here from like a mile away and just one-shot a guy. It feels really good to just blow a Zoanthrope out of the sky, almost instantly kill a Neurothrope. And the way this perk works is that you'll see it in game, but mainly it's like an Auspex scan where you put down a little zone, you just shoot out in the exact same way, and then you can deactivate it manually by re-clicking your ability button. And while it's active, anyone that enters that zone will just be shot in like a 360-degree radius. It doesn't matter if they're behind you, your servo gun will like turn around a little bit like a super janky way and shoot them in the back. So a really great option and really fun perk synergy here. Now the next perk I take is Methodical Destruction. Enemies damaged by equipment take 25% more damage for 10 seconds. This is a pretty good perk. Arc Cleave is one of the best melee perks in the game, but on this weapon in particular, it's not super good because Argent Edge is a fencing weapon that's not really using for like the heavy attacks as often. You're usually going for like light attacks. So getting the bonus damage on the equipment here is quite nice. The next perk here is Long Range Barrage. Range damage at ranges greater than 20 meters increases by 25%. This perk works very well with the Oculus Bolt Carbine because the scope here basically turns your weapon spread into a laser beam, so pulling off those long shots is very easy, so great synergy. Next perk is Combat Squad Resupply. All team members gain 1 additional equipment except for Melta Bombs. This perk is a really nice buff to your entire team. You definitely notice like 3 crack grenades or 3 shock grenades. It makes the overall effectiveness of things like the heavy consecutive execution, your equipment regen, and things like secure stockpile feel way better because you will pretty much always be topped off at times. And really any downtime in the game, it makes it very easy to just recharge all of your nades, and maximum being higher. That's just very useful in general. So a really good pickup thing. And also really anything that breaks the pickup economy of Space Marine 2 is a good option. And this one may not be like the best thing ever, but it is definitely strong. Next perk here is Synergistic Arsenal. Servo gun recharge rate increases by 25% when you are near a torrential sentry gun. This is an underrated perk. This column here is not super powerful in my opinion, especially for this build, because number one, designated target. Enemies hit by the servo gun take 15% more damage for 10 seconds. This is only an additive debuff on the enemy. It's not like a super powerful damage taken buff. And Inexorable Salvo gives you no knockback while the servo gun is active. That is not bad all the time, but on the precision shot, it's really not active for that long, and on the knife here, you don't really need this, so I think this one is overall the best. And the recharge rate here is very noticeable, but do be aware you have to be within 15 meters of your sentry gun, and the sentry gun does have to be active, very similar to the reinforcers perk. Next perk here is Replenishing Salvo. Killing or incapacitating an enemy with the servo gun restores 1 equipment charge. The cooldown is 75 seconds. This perk is one of the best equipment regen perks in the game. You can pretty much use it off cooldown because a 75-second cooldown is not very long, and your precision shot will one-tap a guy pretty much every time you put it down. So the moment you use that, this is going off cooldown, or excuse me, it's going on cooldown. So definitely pick this up. And also, honestly, you know, this is a grenade build anyway, so grab this. Next perk here is Strategic Gun Strike. Servo gun only targets majority level or higher enemies and deals 20% more damage when the target is more than 20 meters away. When you are using the precision enhancement, you just take this perk because otherwise you will waste sniper shots on a Minoris enemy, and that is god awful. Do not use the sniper shot without this because it feels terrible, so grab this. Next perk here is Lethal Perimeter, because this one just makes your shots more valuable for the reasons I previously mentioned, and that's pretty much all there is for the main perk tree. Now, on the prestige perks, I just take chain headshots because headshot damage on the Oculus is all that matters, into Indomitable because invulnerability during the Tarantula Sentry Gun animation is godly. Pretty much always pick this up on any build, and the final perks are up to you. You could take Stim Boost like I did in Blast Radius, or you can take Stim Boost in Defensive Stance, or even Furious Gun Strike, or even Volatile Sentry. All these are pretty decent. I would say this one's less valuable on the knife because our melee damage isn't that good anyways, but if you want to take this, you could, and that's pretty much all there is for this build, guys. So hopefully this build guide helped you. I think this is one of the most entertaining builds I've used on the TECHMARINE so far, and if you like content like this, subscribe for more, and as always, take it easy. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, we're built for this. I'm gonna one burst him off this. Okay. This doesn't waste my cooldown. There we go. I don't know why it stopped shooting. Alright. Good enough.
Organic matter rots under our routines. Vanishing ordnance.
That looked cool. That was fancy. You like that? Ooh, and a relic. Wow.
Gifts are sometimes unfamiliar.
We are truly blessed this day. Is a new roadmap out from Focus? I doubt it.
Gun strike ready to deploy. Repurposing battlefield sensor. Cycling cartridges. Ready to advance. Activating tarantula sentry gun. Refreshing armaments.
Nothing there for my turrets. That's kind of sad. That's quite sad.
Frag grenade out. Rearming war gear.
Oh, now you fucked up.
We require an over-cannon implosive warhead loaded on the train.
Well, I keep that turret alive if I can. That would be useful.
Restoring sentry to battle ready status. Reloading. Force specs indicates bio-core organism.
All these you sneaky little guys. They felt that. That was almost a mortal wound we gave them there.
Replenishing ordnance. Xenos organism there. Xenos organisms incoming. Securing activating tarantula sentry gun. Servo harness gun. Servo gun strike in progress. Formidable tyranid organism terminated. Cycling cartridges. Reloading.
See, I also have a turret. You have spore mines. See, this is a battle of artillery and major guns.
Strike ready to deploy. My servo harness gun will handle this.
Ow, ow, his is better, his is better. Huh. Why do you do that to me? That's pretty rude.
Incoming small arms. Xenos bio. Replenishing ordnance.
That hurt.
Munitions replenished. I can restore this sentry to operational status. Rearming war gear. Waiting on you.
You still need 35%. Yeah, the chest piece? Oh yeah, the equivalent chest piece is pretty cool. That is one of the better ones they've made.
Replenishing ordnance. Automatic weaponry engaged. Tyranid leader is destroyed. Reloading. Fragmentation grenade deployed. Attention, spore mines detected. Shut down their call for reinforcements. Fresh combatants inbound. Gun strike ready to deploy. Rapid combat effectiveness 0. Fragmentation grenade. Stealthy sequence the enemy from summoning reinforcements. Tyranid leader gets destroyed. Victor eliminated. Reloading. Our foes attempt to call up fresh forces. Cycling cartridges. Repurposing battlefield sentry. Servo gun strike in progress. Formidable Tyranid organism terminated. Shut down their call for reinforcements. Cut the enemy supply line.
There we go.
Inserting fresh magazines.
We still have one more boss spawn left, potentially. See how that goes. Oh, okay, well, fight me harder than the boss spawn.
Rob the enemy from summoning reinforcements. Throwing frag. Servo gun is fully operational. Let the servo gun do its job. Detecting and destroyed. Large Tyranid organism destroyed. Fresh ammunition acquired. Reloading.
I will say the servo gun strikes are super satisfying. Even like this goofy little sound effect.
Servo harness gun available. Cycling cartridges. Tyranids amassing on our perimeter. Take defensive positions.
Okie dokes.
Obstruction detected.
I'd say that went pretty well.
Removal is required to commence.
Not a big fan of getting ganged on by triple lictors, but they are quite susceptible to parries. Ow. Oh, that's a very awkward. I'll do this in case. Very awkward parry. Get my finisher reload up. Do this. Has anyone played 40k Space Hulk or Cascade Demon Hunters? I've played those games. Pretty good. I actually like them a lot. I definitely like Demon Hunters more than Space Hulk, though Space Hulk's a pretty good game. It's just kinda feels very dated. Oh, I want that grenade over there. Oh shit.
Scanner suggests a clone Xenos is near. Seeking operator. Not found. Seeking Servo harness gun available. I have sighted a neuron throat. Reloading.
My HP starts draining before I can get up. Love it. Look at this.
Servo gun is fully operational. My servo harness gun will handle this.
crack grenade. Actually, I'll take that.
Walking in hand. Armor shredded and roared. Servo harness gun available. Let the servo gun do its job. Finishing ordnance. Utilizing anti-armor explosives.
What's your one ravine?
Large Tyranid organism destroyed.
I'll probably be able to swap this out in a second. There's a turret over there. I just had that earlier. Good checked.
Gun striker ready to deploy.
Oh, and an ammo cache. Dude, multi-nades again. 4 nades ain't bad to apply methodical destruction.
This tarantula is still battle work. Inserting fresh magazines.
Departmental Editorial Ordnance Transfer 3639 loading complete. Manifest updated.
Biovore detected. Activating tarantula sentry gun.
Now the tarantula will clear them all up for me. And I can have my amazing epic boss fight with the Biovore. He knew he hid.
Gun battery destroyed. Waiting on you.
No, I do kind of move back and forth. Like, maybe... I think TECHMARINE is worse than Vanguard, but... I don't know. I don't know what class I would put him over. Like, it's definitely... I don't think he's better than Sniper. I don't think he's better than... I mean, insta-killing those guys is cool, but, like, you can also insta-kill guys with 30-second melta bombs on the Sniper.
Restoring sentry to
And they're all very safe.
repurposing battlefield sentry.
Do sentries spawn randomly on the maps? Yes, they do. Oh, yes, they do. But they're pretty plentiful. They have set locations and they spawn among those.
Refreshing armaments. Servo gun engaged. Formidable Tyranid organism terminated. Slightly cartridges.
Afternoon, brothers. What's up, Giggleton? What is up, Giggleton? It's been a minute.
Line snipped wounds.
Wow, that's really lucky. Grab this one, too.
Rearming walking.
We're just gonna activate these turrets and get them going.
I can restore this sentry to operational status. Block the enemy from summoning reinforcements.
washed me down. Sucks. The red and white looks mad clean. Thank you, brother. I probably had to use like the white scars cosmetics in the game. Alright, where are they? Oh, I don't want that.
Link your armor to the Mechanicus device. You'll need to keep close proximity to the charging station until the reset is complete.
Charging system detected. Engines there requested to perform rites of restoration.
Shot my turret, but okay.
For your safety, the charging system remains
That wasn't aimed at me. Go for my turret. They always go for your turret now. That's sad. Where's that guy? If he takes out my other turret, I swear to God. I don't think so. This campaign? Yeah, dude, it's a campaign.
Servo gun strike in progress. Stealthy Xenos detected. Ravagor on the field, brothers. Enemy units call for backup. If a prayer will reignite the charge, prayers offered.
I'm using my grenades more. Get redone.
Xenos activity is increasing. Prepare to engage. Replenishing ordnance. Tyranid leader mixed. immediately. Cannot wait to see this. Reloading. Xenos Alpha base eradicated. Fragmentation grenade deployed.
What's that? There's a wrap. Pretty fun.
Detonation in 5,